Chiefs Kingdom and football fans alike, football is back. We are so back. We have football, week 2 of the preseason gearing up, and we are jumping in to the film room for week 1 of the preseason. This video, I'm just going to focus on the opening drive by the offense, just to kind of see what we're looking at so far. This is one of my biggest, kind of points of emphasis going into this first game was between Kingsley Suamatia, the receivers, just what this offense was going to look like in 2024, 2023 was rough, and I think this year is going to be a whole new year. And first things first, what we're going to get straight into, Xavier Worthy over here just goes in motion to the inside, pops back out to pretty much where he started, and already you're going to start to see what Xavier Worthy can do to the defense, and we'll see how this goes through the course of the season, but already, the speed right here, and he is what opens this up. He is going to take this corner off of probably where he's supposed to be at in this zone, and instead makes this guy follow him in the secondary, and that gives wide open space for Patrick Mahomes. Wide open throwing lane right there. Perfect. Exactly what you want to see. Exactly how you draw it up. And that was unfortunately the play right there that hurt Hollywood Brown. Didn't even realize it initially, but just already, and I talked about it on the podcast on Monday if you listened to it, and I talked about how already Xavier Worthy is showing that he can, stretch that defense down the field and, hopefully do what we saw Tyreek Hill do to a point. And here's another one where, again, already pre-snap, everybody is moving around on the Jaguars side. You're going to get this safety to shift down. This one's going to kind of go over and go deep. So they're switching the side of the field where their deep man is, to get better leverage on one Xavier Worthy right here. And I think that's key to point out because, this is what the Chiefs needed. This is the whole reason they went out and got McCall Hardman back last year from the Jets. They thought maybe MVS could be the guy that stretches the field, and they just haven't had a guy that can really beat anybody deep and to be worried about that speed. But I just want to note, as the ball is being snapped, already the safety's moving back. Where are we at in the line of scrimmage? We're about at the 40. So you're getting a safety that is, insanely out of place. Kelsey's here. Worthy's here. Pacheco. Nobody is past the 50-yard line right here. But yet, the Jags have a safety all the way down to almost the 35-yard line. And that just shows this guy right here and what he is able to, change the defense, essentially. And change what they're doing because, that safety starts over kind of shading the number, or no, over here on that's the corner shading the numbers on the 50. But you're starting here, rotates back, gets all the way back to almost the 35-yard line on the other side of the field. And you got an easy check down that, some of these plays could break for big plays. And even Kelsey on that one. We'll go back to it real quick because Kelsey, I feel like, is easily going to find a zone right there. The ball is already thrown at this point, but you've got Kelsey and you have a huge open space over here. And the safety's moving in the other direction towards Worthy's side. So, if Mahomes is able to get that to Kelsey right there, that might be a touchdown. Or Rashee Rice at some point. Or, whoever X receiver you want to throw in there. I think just about anybody has a chance at housing that right there. Kelsey's kind of coming back already, he kind of stopped moving, I guess, because the ball was already out. But nonetheless, that is beautiful to see. And to go back to the play one more time, I guess we're going to get the other view of this play. Boom, boom. And let's look at the protection over here. So you have Kingsley Suamatia over here on the left side, as he is the Chiefs starting left tackle right now. He stayed on with the starters. Does a good job right here. Doesn't let his man get past him. Doesn't really get a chance there, though, with how quick Mahomes got the ball out. Went back a little too far there. Does kind of get a step on him. So, I mean, he is beat on this, but the way the play works out, I think it obviously doesn't matter. Tooney's kind of looking over, or not Tooney. It was Caliendo, I think, that started left guard on Saturday night. But does give Mahomes enough time to get this play off. So, a little bit better protection. Maybe Mahomes gets to look around and find what we saw there with Kelsey wide open out there on the left side of the field. But obviously the rookie is going to have his bumps. But I think it's good to get a guy out there, get a lot of snaps, and see what he can do. Here's a handoff to Isaiah Pacheco on a big run. That's going to break all the way down to about the 34-yard line. And just get Kelsey in motion over here and kind of see what the O-line's doing. They pull Caliendo to the right side. Everybody moves left. Kind of a trap play right here. Everybody holds their blocks and does exactly what they're supposed to do. I mean, Creed Humphrey all the way a few yards up there already. And, I mean, that allows Pacheco to get onto that second and third level pretty easy for a big gain for the Chiefs. And that's exactly what you want to see out of the run game. And hopefully they continue to have a pretty good run game as they've had this last year, 2 years with Pacheco taking over. And right here, we'll go ahead and take a look at this view first, breaking it down. Just a quick play action. Get the line moving to the left. Kelsey comes over to the right. Linebacker goes for Mahomes there. Doesn't stay in coverage. I mean, just really a textbook Chiefs play right there. I mean, things that they've been doing, simple vanilla stuff for the preseason. I mean, they're just trying to move the ball around, see what this offense is kind of capable of. Here's an RPO that's going to get handed off and just a couple of yards there. Not too much to speak of. I'm going to go back to that play. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to look at it closely to kind of see what's going on to the rest of the field. Not too much there, but again, I mean, Worthy's over here on this near side, or no, that's Rice over here. I think Worthy's out of this play, so it's just Hollywood and Rashee Rice. But already even there, I mean, safety's pretty deep. That's what you want to see. I think the Chiefs will have a much better ability to make the big plays happen this year. You know, obviously we didn't see that a ton with them last year. Really the last couple of years. This is back to that RPO play, and offensive line does the best they can do with this here. It looks like Pacheco might have been able to cut this out to the right side right here. They kind of open up this hole. But week 1 of the preseason. Everybody getting their reps in, getting ready, geared up for the regular season. All right, so now we got Rashee Rice going in motion. Looks like Jawan Taylor might have got a little head start right there. This was the drop for Rashee Rice. This was a tough angle, you know, kind of Mahomes threw at. And just take a look at Worthy's side. They still got the safety way out there, but I mean, even Worthy on this play, I don't think Mahomes has thrown it yet, and he's not going to be able to get that throw off the way he's throwing sidearm, but I mean, Worthy looks like he's got his man beat over here, and maybe if you have a little bit more time, I mean, that's going to be hard to go back to this side of the field, but he's got some open space over here. I think that's Hollywood. But, I mean, wide open. I mean, it's pretty obvious to go right here to Rashee Rice. I mean, that perfect sidearm pass. Rashee Rice isn't able to bring it in. And that was one thing that I talked about on the podcast, I believe, that was kind of an issue last year, throughout the year, more prevalent at the beginning of the season, and obviously compounded with other guys, honestly. Dropping the ball with Rashee Rice, but something to kind of take note of, to just see where he's going to be at in 2024. You'd like to see those drops come down. And honestly, I mean, I'm not going off of any type of statistics, just kind of what I felt through the year. So I'll have to go back and actually look at that into the stats and see, what his drop rate was and everything like that. Obviously, the brightest spot in the Chiefs receiving core in 2023 was Rashee Rice. But just to go back and look at that and just kind of have that tucked off in the back of your mind to think about. Right here, pretty good protection. Jawan Taylor kind of gets beat, but that's kind of with the rollout. I think Mahomes does have a spot to step up in the pocket right here. So really, I think the pressure more on Mahomes than anything, because Taylor was kind of holding down his block, but a good block over there for Sumatia. He kind of lets up at the end right there. But again, I think a good enough pocket that Mahomes could have stepped up into it and found somebody else on this play that I think that, let's go back to this angle and just kind of see where everybody's moving. If he steps up about right here. So, I mean, I think Hollywood, or that's not Hollywood Brown, I don't think. Now thinking about it, if he went down on that first play. Let's go back over here and see the number. See if we can see the number. Let's Sky Moore. All right, never mind. I stand corrected. That'd be a good chance to give Sky Moore a shot at catching a very meaningful pass in the preseason as Sky Moore had come in for Hollywood Brown. So my mistake on that one. So I do kind of understand him he took Sky Moore out of that play, essentially rolling right. You're not going to get back to the other side of the field. But if maybe, Hollywood Brown's out 4 to 6 weeks, we know. Maybe if you get a chance, later on in the season, midway through the season, I don't know how many weeks exactly of game time Hollywood's expected to miss at this point. But right there, you see the vision of a play like that where if you have Hollywood Brown in that spot, I mean, you got a guy that's wide open over there. I mean, that's a throw that Mahomes easily makes, and that's probably a touchdown. I mean, the safety at that point kind of coming over to help. He sees the leverage Sky Moore has over to this side. Ball's already being thrown at that point, looking to get Rashee Rice. So that was the end of that opening drive. What was that incompletion? They ended up with 3 points and the field goal. Obviously, the Chiefs went on to lose this game, but this was the only time where all of the starters were out there together. They took out the entire offensive line. I think Kelsey was done after that. Obviously, Mahomes, Rice. I think Sky Moore got some more playing time after that. Obviously, he's next on the depth chart. Came up because of the injury to Hollywood Brown. So let me know in the comments below, man. What do you think about this offense? What do you expect out of this offense in 2024? And obviously, now maybe the changed direction, essentially, with Hollywood Brown being out for the first little bit of the season, or expectations, a little different, obviously, than we had coming in to the season initially. I mean, it was a good play on the very first play by Hollywood Brown. Made a good catch and unfortunately got hurt there. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. And smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 300 before the first game of the season against Baltimore. I want to hit that 300 mark. You guys killed the 200 mark when we went for it before training camp got started. So again, smash that subscribe button. If you have stayed with me till the end, make sure you smash that like button too, and hit the bell to stay notified. And until next time, we'll see you back here in the film room.